And his uncle lived right there. I think that was his granddaddy used to live there. Then it got passed down to the son, and he's gone. And that's where his daddy lives, right there. And he sure do think high of his daddy. If you listen to him talking, you'll always hear him mention his daddy. But they building a deck here. So I'll show you the deck they building. They got steps on this end, and they got steps on the other end. And this ain't all they got built. They got something in the backyard built that's awesome. But look how straight everything is. So he's got a ways to go. But, you know what I mean? He's just somebody don't get in a hurry. He never gets in a hurry. You know, this siding, it may look like just a big old problem, but you can buy them pieces of siding, that same color. And what I used to do this with shingles. If I was going to patch somebody's house on the front, I would take shingles up on the back, put the new shingles on the back, so their front of their house would match. And they've got this real good. I'm going to show y'all something that me and Tammy need. I had some steps standing up right like this right here one time. I was building that deck for Mom, and I didn't have it nailed. And I was standing on it, just like this, and it fell. And man, both of my ankles got messed up, boy. It was bad too. It went all the way to the dirt. So look at this big old shelter he's got. I walked out here a while ago. That is a big shelter. You can park 2 cars side by side, and open the car doors. And they really got it built right. I wished I was able to come down here and help them, because like I could run the saw, and like somebody that run the saw, you can just give the measurements to, that knows what's going on, can speed everything up a lot. I don't know, y'all, but he might be gonna redo, put another roof on this trailer. If he is, I don't know why, And it may look bad, y'all, you might say you wouldn't have that, but you can take this and make it look like brand new. It's just unfinished, Put the underpinning around it. Underpinning around the porch. I'm sure he'll be putting rails up. I imagine he will. And I've got a torch at my house. If he wants to cut the tongue off the front of that trailer, he probably won't never move. This probably won't never be moved again. And all this trim stuff might look like a big deal to y'all, but you can buy every bit of this, y'all. You can tear all that off and redo it if you wanted to. And I always used to live in a single wide trailer, and we was happy. Just as happy as we could be. Eventually Tammy one day started wanting more room. And our young ones was little. But it wasn't ever a problem. But Christina and Stephen, they had to sleep in the same room, and which was all right when they was little. They didn't even think nothing about it, but anyway, we moved on up to a double wide. But I myself have never been fancy, and I know Richie Sharp ain't fancy, and he don't try to act sophisticated, and some people do, and I don't try to act sophisticated. I'll show you the truck I drive. That's what I drive there, y'all. And you know what? It drives just as good and rides just as good as it can, and and you can go to town and come back just like as if you was in a truck that was $1,200 a month. Except that don't cost nothing. And then, like I say, he's got this truck here. And, he's got several vehicles at his house in East Dublin. And he's got a motorcycle over there. A big one. And as far as the shelter there, he's going to have another lean-to on the other side. So this on the right is what you call a lean-to. But he's going to have another one of them on the other side. I've heard him talking about it. And see how it's high up, it don't get hot under there like, something that's got hadn't got a tall roof. Y'all remember how the old houses used to have the tall ceilings and stuff. And he's got it where it can breathe. So I'm sure he won't close up the sides, where the lean-to comes in, he'll leave it where air can come through there. But he'll have him a good place one day to go out there and work. And, like what I do, and he hadn't been able to do that much. Because, he works, and he just don't have time to piddle. But when he gets out here, I'm sure, he'll be, like, doing all kind of stuff. And he does got a boat sitting back there. I remember when he bought that boat. I'll walk out here and show it to y'all in a minute. But this right here, they ain't nothing wrong with this. So Billy is who that one, you know, when you seen the video, Billy's who the one was in the blue shirt, the head honcho. There's his daddy back from town. When I pulled up, I seen his daddy out in the yard, and I stopped and told him that I come down here to film Billy and them working. I don't know who I always got working, but, and I told him, he said, well, you better have a slow motion camera. But what he meant was, he said, they work 5 minutes and take a 10-minute break. But, you know, and I mean, if they come back down here, whenever they come back, I'll come and film them. I do know he's fitting to put a roof on something. So I guess he's going to tear the tin off of this trailer. I might have said that, but, you know, tin don't usually go bad. But wind up's kind of funny, you know. If he wants to do it, I reckon he'll do it. I expect where that, you know, where the siding's gone there. I expect that's probably where they had a porch or something at one time or another. But y'all, I mean, this right here will be fine, and I guarantee you it'll be fine for him. And I do know he's planning on taking his other places and renting them out. Are they putting water lines in? See where that lean-to comes in? How they got that open? I'm pretty sure they're going to leave it like that. But actually, he's like Steven. He has a bunch of irons in the fire. Because they stuck that we're going to do it at the camp house. And we got to redo his dock down there. Man, look how big this is. So, look at this. Look how these beams are built. They are I can't tell if it's 2x8s or what, but there's a piece of plywood in between. They didn't cut no corners. So he's done got him a tank moved. And he's got messed up a couple times. You know, marriage-wise. And he's about started over 2 times. And I mean, y'all, and he's still young, you know. Hey, you know, I mean, you usually don't start accumulating no money until after you're 40 years old anyway, you know. And then you know, it's tough then. But, yeah, I mean, he has plenty of time left. I think he's 51 years old. He has plenty of time, even if he don't work but 2 or 3 more years. You know, anyway, yeah, he's still young. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So y'all, this is Hodges on the road. I might be doing more stuff like this with different people. You know, I told y'all I'm feeling better now. I feel better, and I still can't breathe real good, but I can breathe a lot better than what I could. But anyway, y'all, from White Earp's home station here, Kenny Hodges signing out. Bye, 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 bye.